Welcome back. You're still watching Morning Live here on SABC2. The Rea Vaya transport system is planning on introducing a point system, which is set to make commuting with the bus a whole lot easier, cheaper, and more convenient. The point system will be introduced on the 1st of May, enabling trips to be organized with less fuss. Joining us in studio to elaborate further on this point system is the Executive Director of Transport, Lisa Seftel. Lisa, good morning to you and welcome.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much indeed for your time. Now, what is this point system and how will it work?
Well, on the Rea Vaya system, which you know operates between Soweto and the Johannesburg CBD mostly, is that passengers don't use cash, they use a card, which we call a smart card. Mm-hmm. And from the 1st of May, it will be easier to use the card. What we'll be asking passengers to do is to load points on their card. And if they're frequent travelers, in other words, and if they load more money, then they will be able to get a discount in their travelling, in their fare. Up until the end of June, they'll even be able to get up to a 25% discount. 25% discount.
That's
right, yeah.
So what happens here? Do they need to get new cards or they can still use the ones they have?
It's exactly the same as before. They use their same cards and they'll be able to continue to travel. We're also introducing automatic vending machines on our stations, which on some of our stations will be starting with 10, and it also means that people don't only need to use cash when they come into the Rea Vaya system, they can use their debit or credit card when they want to load onto their smart card.
So they can load at any time?
They can load it any time.
At any time. But how do these cards work? Is there an option perhaps for scoring or earning points, or they've got to be bought at all the time?
I'm not entirely sure about what you're saying.
But you know, like with your outlets, shops, you get like the points card that you actually accumulate points with time. So is this also applicable?
Yes, it is. It's very similar to the point system, except that if you load less money, you get less points. If you load more money, you get more points. So we try and encourage people, for example, to load at the beginning of the month, their monthly travel fare, and then they can get up to the maximum number of discounts.
So will the changes affect the prices?
It won't affect the price at this point in time. In the city of Joburg, all our tariffs go up on the 1st of July, and then the prices will go up. But as I said, if you travel more, then you are able to travel for each trip less amount of money.
So that's basically the bonus points.
Absolutely.
Okay, how can a Rea Vaya user learn more about this new system?
Well, we do have pamphlets at all our stations, and most of our commuters do go through our stations. We've got 48 stations stretched out all around the city. They're also able to visit our website, and we're also very active on Twitter, and where we are putting a lot of messages. Our Twitter hashtag is hashtag Rea Vaya Points.
But how user-friendly are your vending machines?
Well, I think that's what our commuters must tell us next week when we start. We are hoping that they will be user-friendly, and we do encourage feedback from our commuters.
So the new system starts on the 1st of May?
Absolutely.
But they're able to get bonus points up until the end of June?
In fact, even after June, they'll get bonus points, but up until the end of June, it'll be up to 25%. From the 1st of July, it'll be up to 12.5%.
So is Rea Vaya perhaps considering any online top-ups?
It is something that we're planning in the future, but at the moment it is not possible to do on.
So at the moment it's just your vending machines and
the vending machines and the cashiers.
Offices.
Yes, that's right.
Okay, so mobile top-ups maybe, because that's more convenient nowadays?
Yes, it is. It's always something that is it's evolving. This has really been a very developmental system. It's one of the first in the country, in fact, first in the world to have a system which is linked to a bank. But we are continuing to listen to our passengers and make improvements.
Okay, and how do they go about perhaps giving feedback in terms of the user-friendliness of the vending machines? Again,
we have a website, we have a Facebook site, and we also have, through our Twitter, and we also have a telephone line where people can give feedback to us.
Okay, now Lisa, that's where we're going to leave it, but thank you very much for your time.
It's a pleasure.
That's Lisa Seftel. She is the Executive Director of Transport from Rea Vaya.